Genesis means beginning. It is the story of how everything started: the world, humanity, sin, and God's plan to restore what was broken. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. With His word, He brought light into darkness. He created the sky, the land, the seas, the stars, the animals, and finally humanity. Everything began with God. God created Adam and Eve in His image. They were not accidents. They were designed to reflect Him. He placed them in the Garden of Eden, where they lived in peace with God and with creation. But that peace did not last. A serpent tempted Eve. Adam and Eve chose to disobey God. In that moment, sin entered the world. Shame replaced innocence. Pain and suffering began. Humanity was separated from God. Yet even then, God promised hope, a future rescue. Adam and Eve had two sons, Cain and Abel. Both brought offerings to God. God accepted Abel's offering, but Cain's offering was not accepted. Instead of correcting his heart, Cain allowed jealousy and anger to grow inside him. His anger turned into violence, and he killed his brother. This was the first murder in human history. From the beginning, the Bible shows that taking a life is against God's will. Violence and hatred do not come from God. They come from sin in the human heart. Yet even in a broken world, people began to call on the name of the Lord. God was not silent. The relationship was damaged, but not destroyed. As generations passed, the world became filled with corruption and violence. But Noah found favor in God's eyes. God asked Noah to build an ark, something the world had never seen before. Noah trusted and obeyed. The flood came, but God preserved Noah and his family. Afterward, God made a covenant with him, promising never to destroy the earth by flood again. The rainbow became the sign of that promise. Humanity gathered again, speaking one language. They built a tower to make a name for themselves. Pride filled their hearts. So God confused their language, and people spread across the earth. Then God chose one man, Abraham. He told him to leave his home and trust Him. Abraham obeyed. God made a covenant with Abraham. He would become a great nation. He would have many descendants. And through him, all nations would be blessed. Genesis begins to focus on this family, because through them, God's bigger plan would unfold. God asked Noah to build an ark. God asked Abraham to leave everything behind. Both trusted Him, and God kept His covenant. Throughout Genesis, we see this pattern. When people trust God, He is faithful. God tested Abraham by asking him to offer his son Isaac. It was a painful and confusing command, but Abraham trusted God completely. At the last moment, God provided a ram. This moment revealed something powerful. God provides, and He keeps His promises. Isaac had twin sons, Jacob and Esau. They struggled from the beginning. Jacob received the blessing. In a dream, he saw a ladder reaching to heaven, and God renewed the covenant promise to him. God changed his name to Israel. His 12 sons became the 12 tribes of Israel. The nation of Israel was beginning. One of Jacob's sons, Joseph, was his father's favorite. His brothers were jealous. They sold him as slavery and sent him to Egypt. Joseph was betrayed, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. But even in suffering, God was with him. Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's troubling dreams. Pharaoh made him ruler over Egypt. When a great famine struck the land, Joseph's wisdom saved countless lives. Even the brothers who betrayed him came to Egypt for food. Joseph forgave his brothers. Instead of revenge, he chose mercy. What they meant for evil, God used for good. Genesis ends with God's people in Egypt, growing, waiting, and carrying forward the promise.